What is going on, peasants? My name is JB, and this might be a pretty risky video to make, but we're gonna make it anyway. Today we're doing an item, held item and battle item tier list for Pokemon Unite. The reason I say it might be risky is there's a patch coming up on the 19th. I'm recording this on the 18th, so there's a chance this could be all thrown out of whack tomorrow. I don't really think it is because it's pretty rare we get item updates, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make this because it's been a little while since a video like this has been made. I haven't personally made one since the shield nerfs, so I thought what better time to go ahead and go over this. And I do have a couple of opinions that have changed since the last time I did this, which was months ago, which was again before the Buddy Barrier and Score Shield nerf, which would have both been easily S tier at the time. But since then, who knows where they're at. And also we have the held item, or yeah, this is battle item. It's so confusing. These are battle items. We have the battle item over here, held item over here. We'll go ahead and start off with the held items. We're just gonna go in the order we have them on the thing. All right, so first and foremost, we have the Soup's Good tier, which is just your S tier. We have the Allegedly Great tier, which is our A tier. I mean, allegedly, these are great items. They're probably pretty good. We have our Thanos tier, which is perfectly balanced as all things should be. B tier, we have the Could Be Better tier, the Experience Share tier, which, spoiler alert, I wonder what's going in there. It's definitely just going to be leftovers, obviously. And then we have the Don't tier. All right, let's start off with Ao's Cookie. I think Ao's Cookie is a pretty solid item to go ahead and throw in the B tier. There are a lot of Pokemon that do benefit from having a lot of HP, and stacking is just honestly really good right now. So Ao's Cookie's pretty solid. It can be tough to make work, but a lot of characters do benefit from having just that added extra HP. So, you know, you're struggling to find a third item slot on a Pokemon and you find yourself scoring a decent bit, go ahead and slap on a Nails Cookie, try it out, get a little bit bulkier. All right, we have our Assault Vest up next, and this is one that it's pretty controversial, I'll say, because there are some people who swear by this item, and it is situationally incredibly good. It's just you don't know if you'll get any use out of it because your opponents could have 5 physical attackers and you just have a useless item slot. So for that reason, I can't justify putting it any higher in C tier. It does have its matchups where it's great, but most of the time it's just pretty average to completely useless. So it could definitely be better. It's not the worst item in the game. It's not bad per se, but it's not exactly good either. Next up, we have Attack Weight. Attack Weight is one of the best items in the game right now. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that guy in A tier. So many Pokemon just stack incredibly well and scale incredibly well with their attack, and just, you know, it's great. It's been a staple on a lot of top lane Pokemon. More people are running it in the jungle nowadays too. I think jungling with an Attack Weight is just silly, but people have been experimenting with it a little bit with the nerfs to Buddy Barrier and Score Shield. You know, just getting extra attack is never a bad thing. It can be a dead item slot sometimes if you're not able to get your stacks off, so there is a little bit of downside to it, but at the end of the day, so many Pokemon benefit from Attack Weight, and so many Pokemon make just a great use of this item. I can't put it anywhere other than S tier personally, and that's where I'm going to leave it. Next up, we have Buddy Barrier. How the Mighty Have Fallen. This was unquestionably the best item in the game for so long, and I still think it's pretty good. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think it's still a really good item. I've kind of gone away from running it on a lot of stuff, but I still think it's a very solid item. You can't really go wrong with running it on any of the support characters, so it's still very usable. I don't think it's really needed on a lot of carry Pokemon. I think it's just better to add another damage item to a lot of Pokemon. Like, you used to run it on Cinderace with Buddy Scope and Muscle. That used to be a build. Same thing with like Greninja. I think it's just better nowadays to run a third damage item on Pokemon like that, but you can still get away with running Buddy Barrier on really anything. It still has a good effect, still gives you a little bit of extra HP, so it's still a great item. It's just not unquestionably the best like it used to be. Next up, Choice Specs. I think Choice Specs is the best special attack item in the game, just because the extra pop of damage you get from Choice Specs is oftentimes more beneficial than to just added, you know, stat boost that you get from Wise Glasses. So I just think, you know, Choice Specs are probably just a little bit better, so go ahead and throw them in A tier. Next up, we have Energy Amp. Energy Amp is another one of my favorite items to run right now. Just going crazy after you Unite move, making your abilities so much stronger. It's really good. And also charging your Unite move slightly faster is pretty cool too. I really like Energy Amp. It's a low A tier for me, but I think, again, with Buddy Barrier not being as good and being as necessary, being able to experiment and just throw Energy Amp on a bunch of different Pokemon and just have fun with it, I think Energy Amp is a pretty damn good item. All right, next up we have experience share. We're gonna go ahead and put experience share in the experience share tier. Now, I fully admit that experience share does have its merits in competitive 5-stack play. I, however, don't think there is a possible worse item in the game than experience share in solo queue. Solo queue experience share is one of the most wild things I've ever seen people try. And I have seen so many people just not know how this item works. You're not supposed to take your lane A palms. You're not supposed to touch the lane A palms if you have experience share. How many times have I had someone laning with experience share with me and take all 4 of my lane A palms just at the start of the game? Like, that tells me all I need to know about how this game's gonna go, and that it's just not gonna be a good game, and it's, yeah, just not gonna be fun. Experience share is only really good on support characters. I could not possibly recommend running this item on anything else, and I really could not recommend even running experience share outside of, you know, coordinated play. At the very least, you want to run it in a trio queue. I probably wouldn't even run it there. I'd rather just have, you know, the extra bulk. Like, you're, you know, sacrificing something like a buddy barrier or a focus band or something else. You're just sacrificing a better item at the end of the day for what benefit? Making your lane partner a little stronger. I guess that could be useful in some instances. And again, in 5 stacks, it is usable because you know you want to feed your friends, because that is the support's job. In solo queue, I think it's literally throwing if you run this item. Hey, that's just me. Moving on to actually throwing, we have the float stone. I'm gonna put it in don't. There are some weird scenarios where float stone is usable. Some people have ran it on the Decidueye of all things, just to move around a little bit quicker before you shoot your arrows, because when you're charging your arrows, I believe you do still get the movement speed buff, but as soon as you let go of your arrow, you lose it. So you can chase a little bit with that. I'd rather just run an X speed. I think it's just, you know, you're wasting an item slot. It also has merit on score comps on Talonflame as well. So it does have a little bit of use. It's just, why would you ever take off a good item for floatstone? I don't know, but yeah, floatstone's just, it's just bad. All right, moving on. We have focus band. I think focus band is the best item in the game right now. Focus band is just incredibly good. It's good on every Pokemon. You can slap a focus band on literally any build at any time and feel fine. And, you know, just getting saved by focus band, it basically gives you a get out of jail free card. Like, it's just such a good item. Focus band is amazing. Love it. Leftovers, worst item in the game. Leftovers are just terrible. You have to be out of battle for what, 6 to 8 seconds, when this is such like a team fight focused game. You can't even fight wild Pokemon with it, and its healing is so negligible, it's just not even worth running. It's literally a wasted item slot. So yeah, there we go. There's your leftovers. Literally the worst item in the game. All right, moving on, we have Muscle Band. That's another easy S tier. Muscle Band is incredible. Just the extra pops of damage you get from your basic attacks, making your basic attack stronger. The added, you know, buff to your attack speed is nice on certain Pokemon. Spraggles made a video where he talked about it a little bit, and how some Pokemon don't actually benefit from the attack speed buff. So it's not really why you run Focus Band or Muscle Band, and it's never been why you run Muscle Band. You run it for your, you know, just making your basic attack stronger, getting more damage out of those. So yeah, Muscle Band, always be good. It's fantastic. All right. Razor Claw. I'm going to put Razor Claw A, and that's just simply because I think Scope Lens is better, so we'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. They're both really good. I just think the crit, getting extra damage from your crits is a little bit more valuable than the crit chance. The slows are nice on Razor Claw. They're both really good items. They're both fantastic. I just think Scope Lens is a little bit better. And so I'm going to put Scope in S and Razor in A, but you can't go wrong with either. Oftentimes you run both on builds that run them. So yeah, both amazing items. Rocky Helmets. Yeah, it's still just in the don't tier. I said this in my previous video way back that we're close with Rocky Helmet. Like, if they tweak Rocky Helmet a little bit, I could see it being good, but like I said, it's so rare we get item tweaks in this game that it's not happened, and I don't know if it ever will. And yeah, Rocky Helmet's just it's not good. Score Shield, much like Buddy Barrier, it got nerfed, and while Buddy Barrier is still playable, Score Shield, I don't know. I don't think I've ran Score Shield once since nerf, unironically. Like, I think Score Shield is pretty underwhelming right now, but it's still good, like in some instances where if you're, you know, really dedicated to stacking and for whatever reason you just can't get your points in, you can run it. On, you know, certain bulkier builds, it is just still nice to have that extra HP. So it can still be useful. It's still, you know, good, just as a little bit of extra, you know, bulk on your Pokemon. So it's not a bad item. It's just, not what it used to be when it used to be one of, if not the best items in the game. And yeah, it is what it is. Shell Bell. It's borderline don't for me, but it does give you a little bit of special attack, which is nice. I wish the cooldown reduction was better. If the cooldown reduction on Shell Bell was better, it'd be amazing. Same thing with Energy Amp, although Energy Amp is already amazing. But I think, you know, if they ever upped that, Shell Bell could be really, really good. At the moment, though, I don't know. It's nothing special. Like, anytime I Unite API someone, I see Shell Bell, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense why they didn't do anything. They had a useless item. So it's okay. It could definitely be better. It's not as bad as what's below it. So we'll put it there. Special attack specs. I'm going to put them in A tier. I'm a big fan of stacking, as you know, a lot of people are, and as a lot of people should be. Stacking is one of the best ways to make your Pokemon really effing good. The reason I'm putting them below attack weight is simply because not a lot of the special attackers in the game scale as well as the physical attackers, so you don't get as much out of them oftentimes. But on the Pokemon that do benefit from special attack specs, you really do feel it. So they're very good, just not quite as overbearing as some Pokemon are with attack weight. Lucario. All right, moving on. Weakness policy. Weakness policy is my favorite item in the game. I love weakness policy. It is so good on brawly Pokemon. I'm a bit of an all-arounder main, so on Pokemon like Serena, on Pokemon like Aegislash, Machamp, Garchomp, Lucario, just pretty much any of those Pokemon, and even on some, you know, lane attackers as well. It's just such a strong move. Even on Pokemon like Trevenant, it just makes your attack so good. You're just able to stay in fights and just deal damage. So one of the builds I'm pretty much running on a lot of Pokemon right now is just double band weakness policy. I think that's one of the strongest builds in the game. For that build, it used to be double band buddy barrier. Double band weakness policy is unbelievable in my opinion. I love running it. Weakness policy just gives you that extra little bit of damage that just, you know, makes the difference, really does, in a lot of fights. So there we go. Weakness policy is S tier in my opinion. Come at my neck if you want. I'm not changing my mind on that. And then Wise Glasses, I'm gonna put them in A tier. They're borderline B tier for me. Actually, yeah, we're gonna put them at the very top of B tier. They're good. It's just that baseline, you know, added damage to your special attack, or added number to your special attack. It's fine. It's just not a lot. Even at level 30, I think it's like 39 extra special attack, which isn't really significant. They're better early game than they are late game. They're not bad. It's just, I don't know, I'd rather have special attack specs or choice specs at the end of the day. So yeah, we'll put them in the Thanos tier. Now we'll quickly run through the battle items as well. So yeah, I think this is probably the area where I've had the most change of heart, and that's a little bit weird for me. So let's go ahead and get this started. We have full heal. It's good most of the time. Like, it's full heal. You can never really go wrong with it. It's always there when you need it. Get you out of a pinch, get you out of a stun. Nah, I'm putting, I can't put full heal anywhere other than always good. It's full heal. You need to get out of a stun. You need to get out of, you know, an area of effect or something. There you go. You need to dodge whatever. Yeah, it's fantastic. Just nice little unstoppable, nice little cleanse. Love me some full heal. X attack, it's good most of the time. It's pretty solid. Can't complain about getting a little bit of attack boost. I think running it on any attacker, you'll be fine. Running it on, you know, some all-rounders is good. But I see way too many X attack defenders and supporters to really, you know, give me too much confidence in people. But I don't know, it's fine. It's really good. Fluffy Tail is niche at best. Like, Fluffy Tail's good, but it's only good on a few Pokemon. Crustals, your Greedents, your Pokemon with really good steals, Pokemon that like the shred, stuff like Zeraora discharge builds. Like, it has its moments where it's good, but most of the time it's just kind of eh. And on a lot of Pokemon, there's just way better options. Potion I did have like in the middle ranges, but Potion is really solid right now. I'm gonna put it ahead of X attack just because I think you get a little bit more value out of having a Potion than you do having an X attack most of the time. Just that little bit of extra survivability. You can get away with running it on a lot of attackers nowadays too. The healing percentage went up a little bit, so yeah, it's a pretty good item. You can't go wrong with Potion. It's not bad at all. Now I'm gonna skip this one. Moving on to X Speed. X Speed is the item where I have had the most change of heart. I had X Speed as a damn near throwing item last time I did one of these. I think X Speed is actually really good. It oftentimes acts like a damn full heal, and I believe it's on a lower cooldown. Correct me if I'm wrong, but bruh, X Speed is ridiculous. Like, I don't know if it was just like weird timing, but I literally saw someone X speed and walk out of a Delphox fire spin. Like they did, I landed my fire spin, it was spinning them, and before the spinning animation finished, they just X-speeded and walked out. Like, why would you ever run a full heal? If that's, wasn't just a weird interaction, there's no point to run a full heal. X-speed is just full heal. It doesn't get you out of everything. It doesn't get you out of stuff like X-Scissor from Crustle or Electro Web for Pikachu, stuff like that. It doesn't get you out of like grabs, but if you can get out of like, you get you out of slow smokes and stuff still, like it acts as a full heal in some instances. So I don't know, man, X-speed's pretty damn good. All right, eject button, best item in the game. We don't really need to talk about it. Slow smoke, I think is it's pretty niche. It used to be broken, but then they lowered the radius and it's, been reined in a little bit. It still has its moments where it's really effing good. I think it's just better on more brawly Pokemon, whereas it used to be just the best item on everything. It's, it's back in line with where it probably should be. It's good on some Pokemon. It's, fine. And then here we go, throwing our Goal Getter. You're throwing if you run this item. I don't care. I think Goal Getter is extremely useless, especially with the Score Shield nerfs. Like, this item is just bad. It has the longest cooldown for no goddamn reason. It's like a 90-second cooldown, so you can use it like what? 5 times a match, 5 or 6 times a match max. Like, it's so unbelievably bad. And the times I see people use this item are times when they don't fucking need to use it. That is the most infuriating thing ever. Like, the only times X-Speed or Goal Getter is even good is when you're trying to sneak a goal in when you shouldn't be trying to sneak a goal in. Like, you're trying to back cap during Zap Fight, which first off is a throwing play in and of itself. Or it's good in instances where you're trying to break before they come back. That's fine. But that's never when I see Goal Getter being used. That is never when I see it. I see people Goal Gettering for like 3 points to get a stack in. That is a waste of an item. I see people Goal Gettering in 50 after a team wipe. That is a waste of an item. Like, you don't need to Goal Getter there. All 5 people are dead. You don't have, like 90% of the Goal Getters I see used are when all 5 people are dead. That is a waste of an item. Like, I truly think this is the worst item in the game, and I truly believe if you run Goal Getter, you are completely throwing when every single other item in the game exists and doesn't have a 90-second cooldown. That's my rant on Goal Getter, and I totally didn't make this video just so I could tell people to stop running it and quit throwing my games, because Goal Getter is dog shit, and I think most people who run it are also. So yeah, there's my take on Goal Getter. Come at me sideways. Try to defend it if you want. I laid out my case. There's my item tier list. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and hopefully this all doesn't get ruined by the patch tomorrow. All right, thank you guys for watching. Peace.